I nominated Communications Specialist First Class Megan Burton for this award because she's that employee that everybody wants at their dispatch center. When somebody's calling, they're calling because they need help, and she's that calm voice on the other side that offers that assistance to them.
Megan Burton is a star in this agency. We have a motto in the Sheriff's Office: an honor to serve, a duty to protect, and you delivered.
I never really was interested in law enforcement or communications. I used to own a gym in Kalispell, Montana, and one of our clients was a 911 dispatcher, and he recruited me. He just showed up and was like, "You have got to do this. You have the personality for it." And I applied, and I've been doing it ever since. I just remember being like terrified for the first, 3 years that I was doing it, because it's so much responsibility. But it's also one of the coolest things like I've ever done. Like, I can't picture myself ever doing anything other than this.
July 9th of last year, Megan took a call where a lady called in advising that her husband was having some type of medical episode outside after he was mowing the lawn.
My first thought is, did he have cardiac arrest? And I'm like, is he breathing? And as soon as she said he wasn't breathing, I was like, we're doing CPR, here's what we're gonna do. And I counted with her, and she counted out loud, and she did everything.
They did confirm when they got on scene he was actually in cardiac arrest, and they confirmed that those CPR instructions that Megan provided did save his life.
I told my sergeant on the shift, I was like, you've got to hug her for me and tell her, like, you did so good. I was just really proud of her. Like, it makes me want to cry. Like, she did so good. And so I'm glad that he made it and that they still have each other.
Training is very, very extensive for dispatch. It takes about a year. And once somebody gets kind of stuck on something, they start losing confidence. Megan's able to be proactive with that, and she identifies when somebody is having a certain type of challenge, and she is always able to think outside the box on ways to get them through it.
My favorite thing about training is raising up the next generation of dispatchers. My last trainee that I had, I told her, I'm like, I want you to be better than me. Like, I want you to sit next to me and you do something and I'm like, holy crap, can you show me how you just did that? Because they're who you have to rely on every day. What I love about my team, they're like my family. It's important to know that I can trust them and they can trust me, and if they tell me something, I know it's the truth, and vice versa. An example of what it looks like to be a team in dispatch, I heard one of my coworkers taking a call, and you could tell that it was turning into a CPR call. They're asking all of those questions.
Megan was one step ahead looking at previous call history, and she was like, oh, this patient actually has a trach.
And one of my other team members was able to flip to the guide card needed, and we were able to provide life-saving CPR to them just by knowing that they had a trach and needed something different.
Megan is a great representative of what 911 operators and dispatchers do across the state of Florida.
Dispatchers, a lot of times we don't get recognition for the things that we do, and we're kind of like the support staff, basically. And the fact that we're even included in this and that we get an award for being Dispatcher of the Year, like, that gives us something to look forward to and something to strive for.
And I thank the Florida Sheriff's Association for having these awards that we can recognize the top performers as an example of what is done throughout Florida by the 67 sheriffs.
I would like to say to the people that nominated me, like, thank you from the bottom of my heart for believing in me and trusting that I can do a good job at this, and then supporting me every day while I try to do this job.